We are
Hello,
live.
everyone. We
No,
are
we're not live.
live.
Well, we're not live, but All right.
We're gonna say
Pardon.
that we're live because
I'm
that's
gonna
how we
just.
operate.
That is how we operate here on Isolation Nation. All right.
Here we
Um,
are.
you know who we are. This is Henry. My name is Gabriel. I have a sniffles right now, so that's why I kind of sound kind of nasally. So
It's all good. It's
yeah,
all good.
I just want to put that disclaimer out. I don't have COVID for sure
Are you sure about that?
because
I'm just kidding.
I
We have
already
fun
had
here.
COVID and I took a test and I do not have COVID. So that is pretty awesome.
He
So,
is
here's a
COVID
little
negative.
yeah, exactly. Shout out to that. All right, so folks, here's what we're trying to do here. Because our
The new
upload
series.
schedule is really sporadic, and if you can call it a schedule, um, it's
It's we
not a
record
schedule.
whenever we can.
It's
That's
record
our schedule right
right,
now.
cause I am an apprentice. Well, basically, I am in an apprenticeship. Henry works at his parents'
I'm,
restaurant,
and
and
I'm a
so
full-time student, so
yeah, exactly. He's a full-time student, and I'm
we're
a
both trying
full-time,
to we're both
and
trying to
I'm a
churn
full.
these videos out.
Yeah, exactly. I'm
Yeah.
a full-time student as well with this apprenticeship, so it's just basically we record when we have the chance, and sometimes it doesn't add up. So basically, we've got like a whole like what is it like an hour and a half worth of video on standby that
Yeah.
hopefully we'll
On
upload at
standby
some
right
point.
now that I just haven't had time to get up and up and running. But
Yeah,
we
exactly.
think we found a solution to get you guys good content going forward. So,
Right.
Gabe, if you'd like to introduce our new series,
Of course. So basically, Henry and I we called the other day, or we didn't call. We don't talk.
we texted.
We texted, and he was like, "Hey, you know, I have this solution. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna record weekly, if we can. Like, hopefully, we'll be able to at a time that we can both meet." And that way, we'll
Hmm.
get you more consistent content. And we're going to call it an incredible name, upload it on Wednesdays. We are going to be calling it. If you can, I don't know if they're going to see the Discord chat, but
They'll see it
they
or they'll see
probably will.
something.
Just crop out like my friends and whatnot, and like my other DMs.
Yeah, of course. I got it.
Basically,
I
we're
got it.
gonna
I got
call
it.
it Woo Back Wednesday.
We're back Wednesday, baby. Yes,
Woo Back. We're
sir.
gonna call it Woo Back Wednesday. Just and it basically what it's gonna be is a Woo Back Wednesday. I mean, I'm you know what, and by that
You
we
know what?
mean
Here, let me take
you
over. So
explain it. You
basically,
explain it.
what this series is going to entail is basically every Wednesday we're gonna get some news and we're gonna upload a video about just what sorts of things are happening in the world of TV and movies and our opinions on certain things that might be happening. It's going to be very free, very loose.
Yeah, very
Not a lot of structure
uncut,
to it.
uncut,
Uncut, of course, of course. You
uncut.
guys all love our uncuts.
Do they?
And we're just gonna see. Well, we'll see. We'll see how this one
This
does.
is a
But
trial run.
yeah, this is a trial run. But we think by having a consistent schedule of doing this every Wednesday, we're gonna try and do little videos here and there in between. But if we can get a video out like this every Wednesday, I think our channel is gonna be much more consistent going
Yeah,
forward.
we're
And we're
hoping.
excited about what's to come.
Exactly. We're hoping that like this is gonna offset the massive gaps in time
Exactly.
regarding like when it comes to our later like big videos. Like
Yeah.
say ones on Mandalorian that we still haven't done yet. Like basically like just offsetting all of that. Like
And then,
this'll
of
be a
course, we're
little
gonna
bit of a
do
filler.
yeah,
Right.
we're gonna do videos on all the major blockbusters and major Marvel, Star Wars content, all of that. But this is just sort of not really a placeholder, but like just to offset all the time where
This
we
is
can't
just
get those
this
videos
is
out.
just some sort of consistency so that like we can get
Hmm.
our quick thoughts out without having to like worry about structuring it. And like
Yeah.
we're still gonna upload big videos, quote unquote,
Hmm.
but just maybe not as like frequently because that's hard for Henry to edit, and
Yeah.
it's hard for us
It's
to time
yeah.
that sort of stuff. So
This will be
because
much
we've
easier to edit, get out. Within 2 3 hours, I can get this out and running. So this
yeah,
is very
exactly.
efficient and
Yeah.
nice.
So yeah, I mean, is there anything else that you want to add, Henry?
I mean, no, I think we should just, get right into what's happening, all right?
We can just roll right
So,
into it. Let's
roll
roll
right
right
into
into
it.
it. Let's
So,
roll right into
I
it.
know I know for a fact that my man Gabriel over here has been wanting to talk about the Book of Boba Fett for a while now.
Oh my
It's
god.
been a few
Okay.
weeks since the season finale, and I think it's been about a month since the season finale.
Is
So,
it series
um,
finale or is it season? Is there going to be a
I
second
don't
season?
know. Is there going
Because
to be a season two?
they kind of just don't explore that. So
Yeah,
basically,
I would go off the assumption that there's not going to be a season two until they say so. So,
yeah,
I mean,
exactly.
take it
So,
away. What did you?
all right.
How
So,
you think about? How'd you think
s-
about it?
garbage. Book of garbage, more like book of garbage. And I say that loosely. The reason I say loosely is because the beginning is actually pretty good until it becomes like a different show entirely. Basically, okay,
Hmm.
wait, should we spoil it? I mean, it has been a couple it
Um,
has been a
I'm
couple
about to
weeks.
say I've done my research, and the last episode came out February 9th. So it has
Yeah,
been
it's been
almost a month.
it
So we're gonna go ahead and get into spoilers. All right?
yeah, as of this video, it is a month.
Yeah.
So,
In
okay,
fact, as
big
of
touch.
tomorrow will be exactly a month. That's
Yeah,
awesome. We
exactly.
timed that.
So that's perfect. Yeah, we totally
Yeah,
planned that out.
we totally
Um,
planned that.
so basically, like Book of Boba Fett, first episode is really, really slow and kind of pointless. Second episode and third episode, and I think the fourth episode as well, are actually really good Boba Fett Star Wars-esque shows
Mhm.
where they actually
Mhm.
show like a good character. And then
Yeah.
episode 5 is a really good episode, but it's not surrounding Boba Fett. It's literally
I
The
I know.
Mandalorian.
It's like another Mandalorian episode, which is not what you want
Let me
with a
just
with a show.
let me
Yeah,
just
go on.
oh no, no, no. Yeah. I mean, let me just say that is a good episode and I feel like they really
Mhm.
could have done well with the show with that in there. Like that's great. Like you pick up where a fan favorite character leaves off. That's wonderful and then
Yeah.
he comes into the show. But the thing is that the next 3 episodes and even in like the next yeah, that episode episode 6 and episode 7 are literally just Star Wars episodes. Not even
Mhm.
Boba Fett. It's it's just Star Wars.
Yeah.
They literally bring in Luke Skywalker and Ahsoka Tano
Yeah,
in the
it's
next episode and they shoehorn in a way to get Baby Yoda back into the plot. And I got to
that was yeah, that was one of the
ah
things I didn't like. That's probably one of the things I didn't like the most about this season was them trying to shoehorn Baby Yoda into the plot. I
oh
never
my
like
god.
when a studio has a fan favorite character and there's a show that's not about them and tries to like shoehorn them into the narrative. That just always leaves a bad taste in my mouth.
Oh, and it undoes and it undoes.
Undoes,
It
undoes.
it it unravels the ending of Mandalorian season 2, which is where they
Exactly.
part, which is so emotional and so like good. I mean, it's I don't know about emotional. I didn't cry like a bunch of other people did, but I got to
But like
say
this, yeah.
it's just it's like the end of it leaves it open to interpretation. It leaves it open to like, you just leave it at that. Don't show, don't tell, quit while you're ahead.
Yeah,
It's just
yeah, yeah.
it's just at this point they're like, "Oh wait, it's just it I just I and the worst part is that it comes in right as Boba Fett starts to get good. Like
Literally,
it
literally.
starts to get good. It shows him working with the Tusken Raiders. It actually shows him coming back from the dead and like a little bit of him being
Hmm.
crime boss here and there with a little bit of like double crossing and the whole role of honor and shit. It's just
I was really into it
ah
too, and I've never been like disclaimer. I've never even been the biggest Star Wars fan, and even I was intrigued. Like I think it was episode three, episode four. I was like, okay, this is. I'm gonna like. I'm excited to see where they go with this. And then I just I
oh, you literally needed to end Mandalorian's role in the story at the part where the armor smith says he has to go
yeah.
back to the mines of Mandalore to redeem himself. It's
And
just
again, I'm fine with the with them bringing Mando into this. It's
so am
just
I.
the final 3 episodes feel like Mandalorian, like, 3-episode run, and it's just like, it's like, then what's the arc for Boba Fett
Oh
then?
my
It's
god.
just
The
it's
only
overshadowed.
Oh my god. Yeah, it's just it's a whole like you can see the it's one of those things where you can see like the production like you can tell if a show or movie had a troubled production
Mhm.
history, and it's just like
Yeah,
and just this just seems so shoehorned in, and it's just
I
like
know.
it's just it Mandalorian swoops in with the spotlight, and
Literally swoops.
he literally swoops.
It
He literally he
I love that
takes
word.
command of the yeah, that's an inside joke between Henry and I. But it's just he takes command of the scene, and that's great for one episode, but not
Mhm.
in a show about Boba Fett. It literally, I mean, the whole of episode 6 or whatever it is, like the first half of episode 6 takes place on a distant planet where Baby Yoda is being trained by Luke Skywalker and Ahsoka Tano, and Ahsoka Tano's there too. And it's like it shows them building the Jedi Temple, and it's just so cool. And it's like, oh, we forgot the only reason that people like this show, or the reason they think that they do, is Baby Yoda because Baby Yoda is cute, which I don't think he is, but it's just
Mhm.
it just he gets thrown back into episode 7 and just makes the whole plot really messy. It's just ah it's so I'm sorry. I keep on talking over you. You talk.
No, no, this is more your area of expertise anyway. I'm just sort of listening, um, and taking it all in because I I like once I've seen all 7 episodes and I actually went and rewatched them, before this, coincidentally before this. But, I didn't I just wasn't a big fan of where it went,
Oh
and
my
that's
god.
really all else I have to say. And,
Yeah.
I mean, in Star Wars, again, Star Wars is just so hit and miss these days. I
Star-
feel like,
well, you have to have lows in life to truly appreciate the highs.
yeah,
So the thing is that this low kind of undoes the high of
the
Mandalorian.
high of Mandalorian,
Yeah.
because I for one think The Mandalorian is one of the best things Disney Plus. You know what? Maybe I'll retroactively say that The Mandalorian is the best show that Disney Plus has put out. I
Oh
mean,
yeah. I mean, I have to
and it's definitely the best Star Wars show that they put out. So
by a million and a
yeah,
half miles. But
yeah.
but there is Kenobi on the horizon.
Kenobi is on the horizon. We can talk about that quickly. Actually, are you excited?
Well, hold on. Let me finish up about Boba Fett. I just gotta say one more
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah.
And
Go on, go on.
I don't know if I don't think Henry, you are a fan of the Clone Wars show.
I've seen it. It wasn't really my childhood. I ended up finishing it like a couple of years ago. But I know people who are like diehard fans, so
Okay,
I respect it.
I
I
am
respect
not
it.
I am not a die-hard fan. I have to admit.
Okay.
That being said, I did grow up getting up early
Mhm.
or staying up late on Saturday nights or or Friday nights or Saturday mornings if I missed it Friday night, watching
Yeah.
it on Cartoon Network. And I have to say it is one of the oh my gosh, I love Star Wars: Clone Wars. And Ahsoka Tano, big time Star Wars character from that
Yep.
series. What a lot of the fan favorite Clone Wars characters have come back in The Mandalorian in live action. That is cool. And I
Mhm.
have to say, I really, really did enjoy seeing Cad Bane. He is
Yeah.
and for those who don't know, Cad Bane is this weird blue alien who he's basically like a Western guy. Basically, like he's basically just like the catch-all in and out villain who sometimes helps. Like it's just
Yeah.
he's an evil guy who's there basically he follows money and he's a bounty hunter and he is
Yeah.
arguably one of the most badass characters in Star Wars, besides maybe Boba Fett. At least before Boba Fett, the book of
Yeah,
Boba Fett. And he makes a live action debut in this in this
in
miniseries,
this, yeah,
and it and like I have to say that was really really cool. But the thing is that he's really underused, and the fact I like their whole final confrontation. It referenced like a cut episode of Star Wars: The Clone Wars from season 7, which got cut and then released, but like truncated. Um, so basically, I have to say that that was really cool with Cad Bane. But then again, he
yeah.
he really was underutilized, and but his character still maintains, is still cool to
I
see.
remember this big like media, like everyone online was talking about him showing up because I don't think I think it was pretty hidden that Cad Bane was going to show up in the show. So I'm pretty sure it was a joy for everyone who watched the Clone Wars to
Oh
you
yeah.
know
I have to
see him
say
show up.
I have to say at the end, like right when Mando leaves Cobb
Hmm.
Vanth, and you see that brim hat coming through the mist.
Yeah.
It actually it I started like my eyes went fucking bulbous. It's I
A
was
lot
like
of
I was like, "Oh
coldness.
my god." Yeah,
Oh
I
my
said
god.
bulbous.
Yeah, I know you said bulbous,
Bulbous,
but I mean, if
bro.
that's the way you want to accurately describe your eyes, then
That's the
go right
best way to
ahead.
describe it. I was actually so I went ooga booga. It's just,
Yeah, I mean, come on, when you that I mean that must have been a great moment for you.
yeah, I have
Um,
to say
I
like
I had to re-remember the character unfortunately, but I looked at
oh
some reactions online and
oh yeah. Watching
yeah,
watching
everyone
the
was excited.
reactions was actually so like oh
Yeah.
my gosh. Just like thinking about it now I'm getting like jitters, but it's
Hmm.
just
Yeah.
but
Okay, so
oh,
quickly before we move
all
on,
right, yeah.
what would you, what do you want? How do you want to do our grading system for like stuff like this? Like, what would you give Book of Boba Fett
Book of Boba Fett.
out of like your
As an
grading system, however
out of
you
an
like to do it?
I do it numbers wise. You do it out of
Hmm.
100. I do it out of 10 with decimals. So it's
Yeah, I
basically
do like Rotten Tomatoes. He does it just out of 10. So,
yeah, exactly.
what did you think?
I would have to say the first half. I'm gonna just give you like a rough idea. The first
Yeah, yeah,
half, solid 7 out of 10.
yeah. Hmm.
Really, really good build. Excuse me, really really
Yeah,
good
you.
build up, and I really I got into the character, and it's like and the whole ending bit of that first half where it's like I know someone who can help, and then the Mandalorian stinger plays. Like
Mm,
I really really love that, and that's a nice like
yeah.
nod to where it's gonna go. The second half, 3 out of 10, maybe even less, but
Okay.
I'm gonna say 3 out of 10 instead of like 2 because I did enjoy the first episode of that second half
Yeah.
regarding Mandalorian. Like that was really really like that first episode of that first Mandalorian episode of this series, that long take on that Halo ring world thing where he's basically just, picking up bounties. He's a bounty hunter again. And that's really really cool. And I find Yoda, baby Yoda dead weight, although it was necessary to the the Mandalorian
Yeah.
series. It's just I'm glad he wasn't there so we can see Mandalorian in his element. Like he's really, really
Hmm.
cool, like with the dark saber and whatnot. That is
Yeah.
but the thing is that the next 2 episodes, even with Cad Bane, it weighs it down. So I'm gonna say 3 out of 10. So that I would say averages out to about I'm gonna say I'm
Hmm.
gonna say about a
Point.
5.2 out of 10.
5.2.
Yeah.
All right.
It's
All
good.
right.
Like it has so much potential, but it's just there's not enough to dig into in regards
Hmm.
to Boba Fett. So
I get that completely.
yeah.
In fact, my grade's very similar to yours. It's like almost eerily the same. I gave it. I would just write it down, so I gave it a 54%.
Oh
Um,
wow, yeah, that is the same.
I know, I literally because I thought you were gonna say 5.4 and it's gonna be like, can he read my mind?
Oh
Or
my god.
but
Well,
anyway,
that's
the reason, yeah, I gave it a 54% for the exact same reason that you did. It was sort of a happy medium between what I thought of the first half and what I thought of the second half. I just became increasingly less invested as like episode 5, episode 6 came around.
Mhm.
Because yeah, so that's I'm just gonna stick with a 54, and I got really not much else to say about it
Yeah.
other than
And one other
if
thing.
there is a
Wait, no, go
season
ahead.
2, I want them to focus. I want it to be more. Not that
Yeah.
it wasn't Boba Fett focused, but I just want like a
It was
you know
halfway
what I
there.
mean.
It was
Yeah,
halfway there.
yeah.
Like the whole flashbacks were okay, I need to shut up about it. But basically
No,
the first half with
you're
the
good.
flashbacks I really enjoyed, but the rest of it kind of just became a mishmash of Mandalorian
Mm,
standing
yeah,
beside like Boba Fett standing beside or what standing beside Mandalorian and
yeah.
Baby Yoda doing a bunch of shit. I think I
Hmm.
may have mixed up the names there, but people will know what I mean. So
People know
basically,
what you mean.
and I gotta say, if you want to know a finale with good fan service and fan service done well, look at. I highly encourage you look at Avengers Endgame or even Mandalorian season 2.
You
The
don't get
finale.
into Endgame with me.
Oh my
Don't.
god.
You don't want to go there.
I'm
You don't
basically
want to go there.
I'm just saying you want to know fan service done well.
No,
That's how it is. No, shut up, Henry. That's what I believe.
it, it's
Endgame
fan service for
Endgame
sure.
is a
I'll tell you
different
that much.
Endgame is a different story. Okay, we literally need to do a whole debate about Endgame one of these days.
We'll do a whole Marvel video. We'll do an Endgame debate. We'll do all of that. This is not the time for me
All right,
to
so
express my
so
Endgame views with you.
yeah, okay. Yeah. So basically we got very similar scores there. So I don't know what to do about that. So
Yeah.
that's just really cool.
No, that's that. I mean, I think we had similar points of view, and yeah, I think
We were
um,
both equally disappointed by it.
we were both equally. Yeah, I'm about to say we're both equally disappointed
Yeah.
because then again, yeah, I mean, yeah, I guess that's
Which
just
is
what we
such
believe. It's our opinion.
which is such a shame because Dave
Yeah.
Filoni and that crew at John Favreau, they
Oh,
know
they're
what they're
great.
doing.
Oh, they're just great. I love all of them. Yeah,
I
Jon
gotta say,
Favreau, Filoni, Robert Rodriguez, they're all great.
oh my gosh. And I mean, if you cast your mind back, viewers and Henry, to the first video we did on like Star Wars and the future of Star Wars and stuff, the
Ooh,
whole
yeah, that's a
start
throwback.
yeah,
So
no, it's a woo back, bro.
you know what? That won't catch on, but continue.
Shut the fuck up. All right, so basically,
Oh, I'll bleep it.
so basically, so basically, in that video, I first said how I was really skeptical of going into Mandalorian because it's a whole new thing, and in the Star Wars universe, and I had this whole famous, I was experiencing the symptom of Star Wars burnout, so I was
Hmm.
really skeptical, but I did recognize talent that Dave Filoni knows what he's doing. John Favreau knows what he's doing. All those folks know what they're doing. The actors are doing a really good job, and I was pleasantly surprised. And they did even arguably better in season 2, so of Mandalorian. And so I had my hopes up. So this is sort of like of course, you can't expect perfection every single time, which I think that's what I was doing and maybe Henry was doing. But, you know,
Yeah.
I gotta say, I haven't lost faith yet. I know they're talented.
No, not at all.
I'm definitely keeping an eye on where on my footing. I'm worried.
Hmm.
I'm a bit worried for Kenobi because Kenobi is a big time
Yeah,
story.
I was I was gonna go into that. Is that how I'm like? Not that I don't believe in them, but
No, no,
there's so
absolutely
many
not.
things that could go wrong, especially with doing the Kenobi show is interesting, right? Because it's like a not like a flashback, but it's like a um it's a little bit earlier than some of the stuff that's coming out now, but it's with the same actor that played it in movies like 15, 20 years. Like it's an interesting like timeline thing, right?
Yeah, it's
Um
very interesting.
Yeah,
It's
and I think Ewan McGregor will slide right back into the role. I have no doubts about him being able to
oh,
get right back
absolutely.
into the essence of Kenobi.
Oh my
He's honestly one
goodness.
of my favorite parts of the Star Wars universe in general.
Yeah.
So I'm really
I
glad to see him again. I mean, of course, that's the big draw because it's his show. But I mean, I'm glad they're making a show
and
specifically about
and
him.
you're forgetting the appearance of one
Yes,
disgraced
yes.
actor from the prequel
Not
trilogy.
disgrace. He just didn't get much work after.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, well, what's your definition there, Buster? Oh my
No, but
God.
like I'm excited to see him because I think he'll also step into the role and not really miss a beat. I'm excited to see what they do with the character because think about like iconic characters in media in general. I mean, Anakin Skywalker's got to be like, you know,
Anakin Skywalker, Darth Vader are
Vader. He's
arguably
like
one of
one
the
of the most
is
like
yeah.
famous villains, one of the most recognizable villains in media history, right?
Oh my
Like
God.
you see Darth Vader, you see Anakin, you know who that is. He's such an imposing figure, especially in pop culture. And to us, as we grew up with the movies, he was sort of one of the villains that we grew up with. So it's exciting to see him come back, even if
Yeah.
it's just in this show, you know?
Oh, absolutely. And the opportunity to see, and I think the real thing is the opportunity to see these two actors who everyone agrees know how to play these characters from the
Yeah,
prequels, but
yeah,
just didn't get the right writing to properly like step
yeah,
into those characters. That's
yeah.
arguable because I know there are a lot of prequel fans that, you know, think that
And
they're
again,
really,
I'm
really
not
good.
like I'd like to note that I'm not a prequel hater, but I'm also not a prequel fan. I
I'm
think
not
they
a
were
prequel
okay
super
movies.
I'm not a prequel
I
super fan
yeah.
either. I'll be brutally
I
honest
mean,
with you.
I think they were okay movies. I just think they suffered from lack of direction and lack of good writing. And I could go on about that, but I think this is an exciting opportunity for these characters to sort of not really be redeemed, but more just we can see the potential of what of what you can do with these characters.
Mm. And this is where I really know Filoni, where I have a lot of trust in the whole Star Wars crew nowadays. Is that
Hmm.
is that for anyone who knows the Clone Wars show, they cover so much time in between episode 2 and episode 3. There is so much content in between there. Like there is so much content within that space that had yet to be explored. And they did it. They made the
Hmm.
prequels interesting. Like they give the prequels, I believe, a foundation to stand on. That there is so much context now, and it's done well. So, and not to mention, they know these characters. They redeem Anakin Skywalker as an actual like hero with flaws,
Yeah.
driven by his ego, but also like he loves his master sort of thing. Like
Hmm.
they bring Anakin Skywalker so far out of the hole that a lot of people believe the prequels put him in. And I have to say, as well, not only that, but the Filoni crew, they love Obi-Wan Kenobi. His stories of him like faking his death, going back to Mandalore, like all of that stuff, they love Obi-Wan Kenobi. And it's such a like it breathes more life into an already like iconic character. Instead
Yeah.
of reviving and revitalizing his image, they basically pick up the torch and then run to the end of the field with it and beyond. It's unbelievable what they've done. And I have to say, if these guys like I mean I am skeptical because of Boba Fett, but Boba Fett I will give them a little bit of the benefit of the doubt because he was a very underdeveloped character. They did explore his childhood in Clone Wars, you know, but it's ambiguous there. But they know how to write. They know how to write Anakin Skywalker and Ewan McGregor. No, Obi-Wan Kenobi,
Well, we,
um, playing off
yeah.
each other, and they know how to do it. And that's why I'm like thinking to
Mm.
myself, if they screw this up, I don't even know what to say.
If they screw this up, because I think also in the video that we did about before about Star Wars, I believe this was my most anticipated one.
Oh
This is
yeah,
definitely, and if it wasn't then, it has become so in the recent months. I've just
granted,
been so excited
yeah,
to see
that's
what they do.
oh my gosh, I mean,
Yeah.
I am looking forward to it. I am really
And
looking
we
forward
will
to it.
we are we you can rest assured that we will talk about this show when it comes out, and we will have a lot
Most
to say.
we will have a lot to say and a lot to argue about.
Hmm.
And there also is
Yeah.
supposed to be rumored that Ahsoka Tano is going to be appearing alongside Hayden Christensen, which is
Interesting.
really, really,
Interesting.
really cool
Yeah.
because Anakin and Ahsoka had some of the best story arcs together
Hmm.
in the Clone Wars. So, anyways, yeah. So
Yeah.
those are our thoughts about Kenobi. Is there anything else that you wanted to say, Henry, or just
Not on Kenobi, no. I mean, the thing is, we have to do a lot of speculation, unfortunately, because we're only getting like bits and pieces about what's going on. They've been very
we haven't even
discreet
gotten
with
a
the
trailer yet.
marketing.
Yeah,
No
we haven't
first
even gotten a
trailer. We
trailer.
only we only got Ewan McGregor confirmed, Hayden Christensen confirmed, a couple big actors like
We only got
Kumail Nanjiani
we
and
only got we
Joel
only
Edgerton.
yeah, exactly. We've only seen the screenshot of him walking through the
Hmm.
desert. Like that's
We
it.
we yeah, but we do have a release date though,
Oh,
which
we
is May
do?
25th. May 25th. Yep.
Oh, I didn't even know
I don't
that.
know if you knew that. So yeah, so I've been doing my research, of course, because
Oh
I'm
my
I'm the
god.
guy in the chair.
Yeah,
So
you're the
yes,
guy in the chair.
it comes
Uh,
out May 25th, 2022. And filming was completed about like not a year ago, but like last fall.
oh
So
my
it's
god.
in post production right now. We should be getting a trailer soon,
Hopefully.
and oh, I'm so excited. I'm
Once that
yeah,
trailer comes out, Henry and you
yeah.
and I need to watch that together. Kind of like what we did for
Well,
Endgame.
yeah, we'll talk. Yeah. Oh my God. Oh wait, but before we get into anything else with this, I think you should know that Gabriel and I really, sort of met and bonded over like our love of movies and TV, and this is just something that we just love to do,
Oh yeah.
and
This is
it's really a big part of our lives.
this is our this is our hobby right here is literally
Yeah,
movies and stuff and
yeah.
such fun
I
things like that.
mean that Endgame hype was crazy, man.
Oh my god.
I don't think. I
I
mean,
remember
yeah,
we like mutually agreed that after Endgame what happens next? Like it's just what else
yeah.
is there? But then again
But I
we were
mean,
young.
that just
Yeah, it's just
yeah. I mean, we were younger, but also like that just goes to show you that now. I mean, I would argue that maybe No Way Home had even more hypes around. I mean, like now everything's being like because of Endgame now. Like everything's just going into all these different directions that there's always something to be excited about.
oh
And
my
that's what's so
god.
great about being a Marvel, about being a superhero fan in general. It just feels like every month you're getting something. And it's just, awesome to see all these studios capitalizing, and I'm not complaining.
Oh yeah.
The more content, the merrier.
Yeah, the bat like as pardon my voice cracks then.
That was kind of that.
Shut up.
But yeah, the Batman and like
But yeah, the
everything else coming
Batman
out recently.
for anybody who doesn't know, the Batman is breaking box office records left and right. It's just,
Of course.
it
Yeah.
is and even in the era like we're still in the era of COVID, 2 years
Hmm.
strong, whoop whoop. Um basically
Yeah.
like we it is breaking box office records as we speak. And
Hmm.
people are saying it is probably the best Batman since The Dark Knight. So, I don't know about
Yeah.
that. I haven't seen it, and Henry hasn't.
We have yet to see it.
Yeah, we haven't yet to see it as we're
We're gonna
speaking.
try. We'll try and see it by next video or the video after. We want to get a good discussion going about it, but we don't feel that we can talk about it until we've seen it. So
Yeah.
that's why we won't be going into it today.
All I can say
Um.
is that
Hmm.
everyone I have talked to, and I also have I talk to a bunch of like other
Oh, me too. Yeah.
cinephiles
Yeah.
folks. like this group called the League of
Mm,
Cinephiles, they all talk about how good this movie is and how like it is
yeah,
a comic book accurate dark adaptation of Batman. And that's
yeah.
basically like, you know, that's the whole shebang is it's, you know,
Yeah,
and
it's a
it's
great time to be a comic book fan. Let me tell you.
oh
Let me tell you.
yeah. Oh, let me
Jeez,
tell
I
you.
mean, come on, come on.
And to say
Oh wow.
yeah, absolutely. There are obscure titles going left and right, and Multiverse of Madness. We haven't even talked about that yet, but like
Oh well, we can get to that briefly.
the trailers for
Yeah.
that. Oh my goodness, there is there is so much stuff on the horizon, like for comic book
Mm,
stuff in general. Oh,
yeah, yeah, you can type that. But essentially, like with everything, with everything going on, like I don't know. I'm
yeah,
more wary. This is just like an opinion of mine. I'm not sure. Marvel has a lot of content coming out, like a lot of content. And
you
while I
know what?
really enjoy like all of it, I'm wondering if all of it is warranted. I
I
don't know if
have
that ever crossed your mind, but
I
what are
have
you
to
gonna say?
say I am I'm looking at it from a different angle from you. Not if it's
I
warranted. I'm looking at it is when does it become too much?
that yeah, yeah,
When does the whole superhero genre, which has been booming for the last already like what 15 years soon. Like
yeah,
it'll be crossing
yeah,
15 years now. The whole
yeah.
superhero boom, starting with Iron Man and The Dark Knight.
Well, I mean, I want to say that. I mean, almost like it's getting closer to 20 years because I always say that the first big superhero film for me was Batman Begins, and I think once Batman Begins came out, more studios started to like realize, hey, we can make a profit out of
That's
these
very,
superheroes,
very.
you know?
Oh well, the reason I say like 2008 is
Hmm.
because The Dark Knight
Yeah.
was released, which was
Also, yeah,
a
yeah,
critical,
which was
which was a critical and commercial success by leaps
my
and
personal
bounds.
favorite Batman movie. Haven't seen the new one, but that's
Oh
my
yeah,
personal favorite Batman.
that has been considered the best comic book movie
Yeah.
that actually happens to be a good ass movie. It's
Hmm. Yeah, it's a
it's
good
not
movie.
yeah, it's a good movie. Whereas like Endgame, okay, I'm gonna just say this. Whereas
Hmm.
Endgame is a good comic book movie,
Yeah, I agree.
whereas
But
Endgame is a good comic book movie,
I,
The Dark Knight is an actual movie,
yeah,
like with
thank you.
structure and a plot
Thank you.
that is grounded in reality. But that brings in a whole nother debate that we can debate about another time.
Yeah, I know. We'll debate about it another time. We'll do a
But
whole
yeah,
video on that.
I
But my
just wanted to
point
bring that up.
was But
The
my
po-
point was is that it feels like every couple weeks we get word from Marvel that a new show about a new character is in development. And like I don't know how many different shows they have like in, pre-production or development right now. But it's gotta be besides the ones that they've already like announced, there's gotta be like five or six more that are just like mulling around in the offices. And it's just like what when I sort of want them to focus I want them to focus more. I don't know, like I don't know. I have mixed feelings about all this some of like these reports and stuff, but I haven't really been let down. Well, you know what? Retroactively, I have been let down because I hated Hawkeye, but that's a whole other conversation. I don't
we'll
want
we'll
to talk
talk
about Hawkeye.
we'll talk about that. We'll talk about that in a second.
I
Um,
don't want to talk about Hawkeye, but essentially, I don't know. I'm a little bit wary about what they have in store for us.
the
I'm
whole
excited but wary.
the whole thing it's sort of just like Star Wars in the
Hmm.
sense, and they're owned by the same company. How about that? Um,
How about that?
so basically, it's just these two like Marvel giants of the cinema world.
Hmm.
Like everyone's like regardless of what you have to say in regards to whether or not it's cinema, the box office breaking or box office record breakers time and time and time and time and time again are superhero movies. Marvel, DC, anything
Yeah.
obscure if it
You
has to
you
do
look at
with
like the 25 top grossing movies of all time. I want to say like 16 to 18 of those are superhero movies
I'm
because
willing
they
to
rank in the most cash.
yeah, they appeal to the most. Like whether or not
Yeah.
they're actual good movies is an arguable statement, but that's a whole different story. But
Yeah. But you can't
the
argue at their appeal,
you
their
cannot
widespread appeal to all ages.
exactly to all creeds, color, every single iteration of being. Everyone and their mom knows Thanos now. Everyone knows
Mhm.
Captain America. Everyone knows Iron Man. All these obscure
Yeah.
characters that are now being brought to the forefront because they have good stories being put on TV and on in on the silver screen. It's just
Mhm.
like they are dominating the box office for a reason because anybody can enjoy them. And regardless of what you could say like, "Oh, Marvel movies, they're not good." People think they're good. People think they're damn good.
Yeah. Well,
So,
here's the thing. And I like to say there's a difference between a good movie and an enjoyable movie. Maybe that's the distinction we have to make
that's a
because
very,
I'd
very good
say that
point.
every single Marvel movie, save for maybe even Thor: The Dark World is kind of boring, but I'd say every other movie in the Marvel universe is an enjoyable movie, and I will fight to the ends of the earth on that, and that they all
Yeah.
have elements to them
You
that
can
are interesting, that you can enjoy, that you
no
can have fun with,
yeah,
right?
you're always like if someone if someone ever invites me over and says like, "Hey, do you want to watch this Marvel movie?" Like irrespective like even if it's bad, like Venom 2 Let There Be Carnage, like
Yeah. Oh yeah.
you can
Even yeah. Yeah.
like even if it's bad, you can sit in that movie and have a good time like with your friend.
I feel like Venom 2 is an interesting example about a movie that I don't think is particularly good, but is
And
rewatchable and I
Henry
can
and I
yeah.
saw on opening day.
Yeah, we saw an opening day, for reasons, but
Oh,
essentially I believe that I've actually rewatched that movie
oh, you
and
did?
I
I,
think there are elements to it. I didn't really like the movie, but I think there are elements to it that the average audience can find funny and fun and interesting.
I gotta say,
And especially visually. Yeah.
we were both cracking up so much at that movie.
Yeah.
The one thing
Yeah.
that I have to say, and this is all I'm gonna say about Venom 2 Let There Be Carnage, because I
Mhm.
already did a video, even though it got taken down,
It got taken down by Sony Pictures. You know what?
was the fact that that prison break scene was actually something out of a horror movie, and it was really, really cool.
Mhm.
So,
Yeah, I
moving,
there's again, that's a perfect no, but that's a perfect example about how there's always a little bit of something for everyone in superhero and comic book movies, and that's what's so exciting. You know,
you can always find enjoyment, irrespective of whether or not the movie's good.
yeah. Um,
So wait, what?
and
Oh wait, no, go ahead.
well, no, we went on a completely different tangent, but
Yeah,
I
we were
guess
talking about we were talking about
yeah.
Marvel and the whole like idea that everything is being, that everything is Marvel now, and that Marvel is going absolutely
Mhm.
bonkers with this. So,
Yeah, Marvel. I mean, well, if you want to talk about Marvel, let's just talk about Disney in general for a second because they are the media landscape currently. They are what's now in media and TV shows and movies. They have like this hold over all of these different properties, right? Because they got all the stuff that's originally Disney, like Disney, Pixar, all that stuff. They
yeah.
got Marvel. They got Star Wars. That those four sectors already they make up a really large percentage
Oh
of like
yeah.
media,
Yeah.
you know.
Star Wars is Star Wars. Marvel
Mhm.
is the highest grossing film franchise of all time, which is,
Yep.
and nothing has ever come close except for Star Wars. and
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
and
Which
just
is
the
also Disney
which is
coincidentally. So
also
it's like
Disney. So
yeah.
basically, and animation, they have Pixar, which is
Yeah.
arguably the crown jewel of animation.
Oh, it it,
Like
it, it is the best
they
animation studio.
that
Like
is the
there's no
diamond,
debate.
that is the like that is the central diamond in the crown of
Mhm.
animation. Like it's just, oh my goodness. That's
And
just,
just for reference, just so you know, there is actually a Pixar movie out this Friday. Did you know that?
wait, what?
Yeah, a new Pixar movie is coming on to Disney Plus this Friday.
There is? I didn't
Yep.
know about that. Wait,
And as
wait,
far
hold
as
on a
the
sec. Hold on a
reviews,
second. Wait.
you can go ahead and look it up. We don't have to talk about it
I
too
hear
much, but I
you.
just thought you'd like to know.
All right, sorry. I just had to say hi to my mom. My mom got
Oh,
home.
you're good. You're
So
good. You're good.
so
Yeah.
so
We
basically,
don't even have to talk about it that much, but essentially, yeah, that's going to be out, and it's gotten pretty darn good reviews. So I feel
oh
like
gosh.
Pixar is one of those studios that's just going to be going for a long time
Oh
because they have a
yeah.
formula. They have a formula that's so reliable
And I have to
for
say,
for yeah.
they're in the middle of like a rebirth sort of thing. Their movies
Oh
are actually really
yeah.
good. Let's
I
okay.
If I'm not mistaken, did we have a video on that rebirth?
Yes,
I
we
feel like
did.
we.
No,
Hey, look at
no,
that.
no, 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 no. We didn't. We were talking about. We were. I.
Uh,
We talked
Oh,
about
oh,
Pixar.
it was old Pixar versus new Pixar.
Yeah. I don't remember. I don't remember if we talked about Soul because I don't think Soul came out yet.
I think that was before Soul, but that was
Yeah.
definitely. I think we'll have to go back through it again. But if you guys want to see our thoughts on Pixar, we can
Yeah.
direct you to that
Link in
video.
the description.
Link in the description.
So,
Woo!
so basically back to Marvel because we keep on jumping off of
Yeah,
tangents. That's the best of Woo Back Wednesdays, is we get to jump off and it doesn't really matter because
yeah.
we're recording. So, yeah. So, anyways, you were saying,
About what was
uh,
I talking about?
you were talking about.
I forgot.
Okay, well, do you want to talk about a little bit more about Marvel? Like go into like just we'll briefly
Oh
gloss
yeah, well
over.
let's just briefly finally just go into one of the shows that's going to be debuting in 4 weeks. Nope, 3 weeks. No,
3, what? Three and a
four
half?
weeks. Three and
Okay.
a half.
All
March
right.
30th. Moon Knight. Oscar
Moon
Isaac.
Knight.
March
I
2nd.
Okay,
Moon Knight.
I do not know anything about Moon Knight other than the actor unfortunately passed away recently.
Well, not the actor for Moon Knight, but the actor for Midnight Man.
Okay,
Gaspar Ulliel, who is set to portray Midnight Man, and
there
he was
you go.
also. I think he was expected. I think he was expected to actually um, appear in other Marvel properties, but unfortunately, he passed away recently.
I think it was a
It was a
skiing
skiing
accident.
accident.
Yeah.
Yeah, in Savoie. So,
Shit.
um,
Ugh.
yeah, it's so devastating, and but I'm sure it's going to be a great performance, and I'm excited to see what he has.
Oh my
Um,
god.
I know, it's
That's terrible.
anyway
Oh.
though, I don't know much about the Moon Knight character. Unfortunately, I missed his comic runs.
Yeah, I've
I've
never heard of.
only yeah, but I did do some research, and he's essentially a mercenary with he has like different identities. I think it's like dissociative identity disorder is what it's called,
Oh,
and
okay.
he takes on the form of an Egyptian moon god and sort of becomes transforms into Moon Knight essentially
Okay.
with a moon shaped dagger. I don't know if you saw that in the trailers, but he wields a moon shaped dagger, and
Oh. Hmm.
it's going to be a darker series than what we're used to with Marvel. That's for sure. And you can see that through the trailers and through what we've been getting so far. You can see that it's going to be a little bit.
Oh my god. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff that has yet to be like revealed about this show. But I really
But
don't.
I'm excited nonetheless because I'm always going to be a show, and I think the trailers have really sold me on how they dark, and especially there are some scenes where it's like you don't quite get what's happening. It's all very mysterious.
You're
And
cutting out a little bit. Just warning
yeah,
you.
that's okay. We can wrap it up.
Yeah. All right. But basically, it's just like I have to say, I'm in the same boat with you. I don't know anything about the character. I actually haven't seen the trailers. I've seen a lot of the promotional material. I haven't seen the trailers myself, but um, but I'm enjoying watch them. He's typing in chat. Um, watch them. All right, I'm gonna watch them. I'll tell Henry about my thoughts in regards to that. And yeah, I mean, hopefully, I'm gonna watch it, and hopefully one of these days we can talk about Hawkeye because Hawkeye was a mixed bag. So that's
Yeah, we can do Hawkeye next week. So
yeah, we'll talk
I
about
mean,
Hawkeye
it's
next week.
very like again, this is very free, very loose.
You're cut out.
Hawkeye. Oh, sorry.
All right. Well, repeat what you said, just cause I didn't even hear it. I don't even think the
No,
people.
I keep. Wait, am I cutting out right now?
No.
Okay. My point was is that this show allows us to sort of talk about everything in a sense. So we can certainly get to Hawkeye next time.
All right. Yeah. Let's do
And
that.
I'd like to because boy, have I
Yeah, I've
gotta.
I've got a lot to say. It's was very predictable. But that's a whole different episode.
That's a whole. Yep. That's a. We'll see you. Yep. We'll talk about that next time.
All right. Perfect.
Well,
So, is there anything else that you wanted to add, Henry?
no, I think we should keep it concise. I think we got a good discourse going.
Hmm.
Um, yeah, and I'm excited. I'm excited. I think I like the, but I feel like we got a lot of opinions, um, points of view down that were nice to hear. So,
Yeah, let's hopefully this all makes sense to the viewers. And
oh, it has
we'll
to.
make we'll make we'll have they'll have some fun with this
You
because I
know,
have to say I had some shut up.
yes, okay,
Oh my
but yeah,
God. All right.
but yeah, this was Back Wednesday, episode 1. Thank you guys for joining us, and we hope to see you back next week. And Gabe, bring us out.
All right. Nice. So, yeah, we'll see you next week. We hate the sound of our voices. We hope you like listening to them a little bit more than we do. So,
Yeah,
with that, I'm Gabriel. That's Henry.
I'm Henry.
And that's it.
Have a
Good night.
blessed Wednesday. Wear your
And,
mask.
oh, wait, what?
Wear your mask.
Oh, yeah, wear your mask. At least for now, for like the last of this pandemic. Hopefully, we're out of it. But, keep it on you, keep it in your pocket.
Stay safe and peace.
All right, stop recording now.